Good evening, baseball fans. You are tuning into a matchup here at Fenway Park, home of the Boston Red Sox, as they host the Miami Marlins. The Marlins coming off a season where they just missed the playoffs by a wild card spot, and the Red Sox coming off a season where they won the World Series in 2013, and in 2014 had quite the disappointing campaign, finishing last place in the AL East. Well, let's take a look at the lineup that manager Mike Redmond has put together for his Miami Marlins ball club. Leading things off at second base is D. Gordon. In left field, Christian Yelich. First base, Mike Morse. Right field, Giancarlo Stanton. Third base, Martin Prado. Center field, Marcelo Ozuna. Catcher, Jared Saltalamacchia. DH, Ichiro Suzuki. And the 9-hole is the shortstop, Adeiny Echeverria. And on the mound for the Red Sox is the right-hander from Seton Hall Prep in West Orange, New Jersey, Rick Porcello, coming off a 15-13 season with a 3.43 ERA in 32 games with the Detroit Tigers in 2014. So now here comes D. Gordon to lead things off. Hit .289 last year with 12 triples, 64 stolen bases, and 148 games with the LA Dodgers. So full count on D. Here comes the kick and the pitch from Porcello. That's going to be taken for a ball. Slider inside, so D. Gordon has himself a base to lead things off. Runner on first. Full count now for Christian Yelich. Porcello gets set at the chest. Here comes the pitch, and Yelich gives this one a ride into center field. Rusney Castillo is there under it, and Gordon will have to retreat back to first base as we have one down in the inning. 0-2 count. Now on the first baseman, Mike Morse. Porcello sets at the chest, the kick, and the pitch. The runner takes off, and D. Gordon is in there with the throw. Looks like he could have gotten thrown out, but the throw was offline and bobbled by Pedroia. So 1-2 count now on Mike Morse. Gordon at second, looked down by Porcello. Here comes the kick and the pitch from Porcello, and Morse grounds this one to the shortstop. Fires over to first. Bogarts gets him out. And we have 2 outs now in the inning with a runner on second being D. Gordon. Here comes the cleanup hitter coming off a big contract, Giancarlo Stanton. 3-1 count. The pitch from Porcello is going to be taken down low for a ball, so that's going to be a walk. And runners on first and second for the Marlins here in the top of the first. And they'll bring up Martin Prado, acquired with a trade from the Yankees. The pitch, that's going to be slapped up the middle. D. Gordon's going to round third. He heads home. Castillo's throw is cut off, and it's not in time as D. Gordon scores here at the top of the first to bring this Marlins up 1-0 in this ball game. The full count now on Ozuna. Porcello looks down the runner. Here comes the pitch. That's taken in the dirt. That'll be a walk, and we have bases loaded for the Marlins here in the top of the first inning to bring up Jared Saltalamacchia, the former Boston Red Sox, who hit .220 with 11 home runs and 44 RBIs with Miami last year. And he'll get things started here with a full count. Bases loaded. Porcello looks down the runner at third. The kick and the pitch, and Salty grounds this one to second base. Pedroia fields it, fires over to first, and that's put away for the final out of the top of the first inning. Marlins in the lead, 1-0, thanks to an RBI single from Martin Prado. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the bottom half of the first inning. Let's take a look at John Farrell's lineup for his Boston Red Sox ball club. Leading things off in right field, Shane Victorino. Batting second, the second baseman, Dustin Pedroia. DH, David Ortiz. Left field, Hanley Ramirez. Third base, Pablo Sandoval. First base, Mike Napoli. Center fielder, Rusney Castillo. Shortstop, Alexander Bogarts. And the catcher, Christian Vasquez, to round things out. And on the mound for the Marlins is Matt Latos, the 6'6" right-hander out of Coconut Creek High School in Coconut Creek, Florida. Was 5-5 with a 3.25 ERA in only 16 games with the Cincinnati Reds last year. And I'll get things started here to face off against the leadoff man, Shane Victorino, who only played in 30 games in 2014, hitting .268 with the Red Sox. So 1-2 count, the kick, and the pitch from Latos is grounded down the third base line, fielded by Prado, fires over to first, and they get him no problem there. So 1 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. That'll bring up Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman. 1-2 count. Latos, the kick, and the pitch. Pedroia's going to slap this one into right field, but Stanton is there to put it away. We have 2 down in the bottom half of the second. And now here comes the 3-hitter, David Ortiz, who's coming off a season where he was one of the better players on this team, obviously, and 2013 where he had that magnificent World Series appearance, and he won the MVP. 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Latos, and Big Papi gives us one a ride, opposite way, to the wall, and that's over the green monster. Solo shot, David Ortiz, and this game's tied up at 1. Thanks to Big Papi's bat. He's still got some pop in that bat, so full count. Now on Hanley Ramirez. The kick and the pitch from Latos, and Ramirez swings through that one, and that'll be the final out of the bottom half of the first inning. All tied up at 1 thanks to Big Papi's home run. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the top of the third inning. Christian Yelich digs in for the Marlins to lead things off. 2-1 count. The kick and the pitch from Porcello is slapped into left field. That'll land in front of Hanley Ramirez. And Christian Yelich has himself a leadoff single here for the Marlins. A 1-1 count now on Mike Morse, the first baseman acquired from the Giants in the offseason. The pitch from Porcello, and the runner takes off. Christian Yelich is in there, sliding head first with a stolen base. So we have runner on second now in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the third. 2-2 count now on Michael Morse. The pitch from Porcello, and Morse gives us one a ride. Right center field. That's back to the track, to the wall. Out of here, Mike Morse with a 2-run shot. And the Miami Marlins are in the lead by a score of 3-1 thanks to the 2-run right center opposite field home run from the first baseman Mike Morse. Like I said, acquired in the offseason, the former San Francisco Giant coming off a World Series victory. And now here's the former Red Sox with a runner on first and 2 outs. Slaps this one down the left field line. That's going to land for a base hit. And we'll have runners on first and second now here in the top of the third inning with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Ichiro with 0-2 count. Porcello sets at the chest, looks down the runner at second. The kick and the pitch from Porcello. Ichiro slaps this one up the middle, flip the second base. Pedroia steps on the bag, and that's the final out of the top of the third inning. 3-1, Marlins in the lead thanks to Mike Morse's home run. We'll be right back for the bottom of the third after this. Well, welcome back to the bottom of the third inning. 2-2 count on Rusney Castillo. The kick and the pitch from Latos is grounded up the middle. That's going to get past everyone. Ozuna will field it in center, throw it into the second baseman. But Castillo has himself a leadoff single for the Red Sox. So, 1 out now, 1-2 count on Shane Victorino. The kick and the pitch from Latos. That's going to be grounded to D. Gordon at second, but he flips it, and they cannot get either runner out on the play. Hechavarria was pulled off the bag by Gordon's throw. Error on Gordon. So runners on first and second now for Dustin Pedroia. The pitch from Latos is grounded to Morse, who fires the second, gets 1 out, fires the first, and that's going to be beaten out by Pedroia. So we have runners on the corners now with 2 outs and Big Papi at the plate. Here comes the pitch from Latos. Runner takes off. Salty's throw is there as Pedroia is gunned down by Jared Saltalamacchia. And we'll be up. Marlins in the lead, still 3-1 at the end of 3. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning. 1 out, 3-0 count on Marcell Ozuna. Here comes the kick and the pitch from Porcello, and Ozuna slaps this one past the glove of Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. And Ozuna has himself a 1-out single to put a runner on first base for the Marlins here in the top of the 5th. So full count now on Jared Saltalamacchia, Ozuna at first. Porcello sets at the chest. Here comes the pitch, and Saltalamacchia gives us one a ride opposite way. That's off the green monster. Ozuna rounds second. Now he's rounding third. Salty's in there, standing up at second. But Marcell Ozuna scores from first base on Salty's off-the-wall double on the green monster. And now into the bullpen for the Red Sox comes Brandon Workman. Porcello could not even last 5 full innings, as Workman, the former Texas Longhorn, will come into the ballgame, was 1-10 last season in 19 games with a 5.17 ERA. He'll try to stop the bleeding here in the top of the 5th. So 1-1 count on Ichiro. Runner on second is Salty. The pitch from Workman is going to be slapped by Ichiro, fielded by Pedroia. The throw is a bit high, but Napoli's able to pull it down to the bag. So we have 2 outs now in the inning. Runner on third being Saltalamacchia. Hechavarria digs in now, 1-1 count. The kick and the pitch from Workman, and Hechavarria takes this one up the middle. That's going to land in front of Castillo. And Hechavarria has himself a RBI single as Saltalamacchia comes in to score, and it's a 5-1 Marlins lead. D. Gordon digs at the plate now. Full count on him. Workman looks down the runner. Here comes the pitch. And D. Gordon slaps this one down the left field line. But Hanley Ramirez is there to put it away for the final out of the top of the 5th inning. Marlins in the lead 5-1. We'll be right back for the bottom half of the 5th after this. Welcome back to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Latos on the mound working on Mike Napoli. 2-1 count. The pitch from Latos, and Napoli rips this one opposite way into right field in front of Stanton. And Napoli has himself a leadoff single here for the Red Sox. They have a base runner in the bottom half of the 5th. So now Rusney Castillo at the plate. Full count. Latos gets set to the belt. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to be grounded to shortstop. Hechavarria fires a second, but it pulls Gordon off the bag. And everyone is safe on the play. That'll be an error, a throwing error on Hechavarria. Now with 1 out, runners on first and second. The 2-2 count to Vasquez is grounded to first base. More steps on first. Doesn't try for second. Just fires home for the safe play just in case. But we have runners on second and third for the Red Sox. Trying to get back in this ball game. 2 outs now. Victorino. The pitch is going to be grounded down the left field line past the diving glove of Prada. 1 run scores. 2 run scores as Victorino has himself a stand-up double for the Sox, and it is now a 5-3 lead for the Marlins. So here comes Big Papi with runners on the corners. The pitch from Latos is chopped back to Latos, and he fires the first, and that is the final out of the bottom half of the 5th inning. Red Sox score 2 in the inning, but the Marlins are still in the lead, 5-3. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the top of the 9th inning. Marlins have scored 1 since, and they are up 6-3. And Vivaro's on the mound. The pitch, and Stanton lines this one to second baseman Dustin Pedroia. And that is the first out of the top of the 9th inning. So 2-2 count now on Martin Prada, the former New York Yankee, and Diamondback from 2014. Here comes the pitch, and he swings through that one. The fastball inside after the plate. And Vivaro has the first 2 batters down for the Marlins. So 2 outs now, Marcelo Zuna, 2-1 count. The kick and the pitch from Vivaro, and Zuna pops this one up to deep center field. Castillo is there, barely has to move. He is under it, and he puts it away for the final out of the top of the 9th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th for the Red Sox final chance in this one. Marlins up 6-1. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the bottom of the 9th inning as Steve Cishek is in the ball game to close things out for the Marlins. The former Carson Newman College product out of Jefferson, Tennessee, 39 saves in 2014. 2-2 count on Hanley. The kick and the pitch from Cishek is going to be lined down the left field line. That's off the green monster, and Ramirez rounds first. He heads into second, standing up. He's going to hold up at 2. But they have a leadoff base runner at second base in Hanley Ramirez. Now, 0-2 count on Pablo Sandoval. Cishek shets at the belt. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be ripped into the right center gap. It's going to land in front of both fielders. Ozuna fields it in the gap. Ramirez rounds third, heads home. They have a chance to get him at the plate, but he's just in there before the throw as Hanley Ramirez scores and narrows it down to a 2-run lead for the Marlins, 6-4. And here comes Brock Holt, who had a breakout 2014 season with this Red Sox team. One of their better players in the season, arguably their best hitter. 2-2 count. From Cizek, the pitch. And Holt grounds this one back to Cizek, fires the second. Hechavarria fires the first, but they can only get one on the play. So the next batter up will be Alan Craig, 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Cizek, and that's chopped to the third baseman. Prado fires the second. That's one out. Fires the first. That's two outs. And they double them up to end the ball game as the Marlins have come away with this one by a score of 6-4 here at Fenway Park over the Boston Red Sox. Jared Saltalamacchia, the former Red Sox and now Red Sox killer, went 3 for 4 on the day with a run, 2 RBIs, and he is the player of the game for the Marlins. Matt Latos picks up the win for Miami, pitching 7 innings, only giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, but 9 Ks on the day. So the Marlins have come away with this one over the Red Sox, and with that being said, that'll wrap things up here at Fenway Park. For this matchup, I've been your host, JerseyBorn, and I'm saying goodbye.
Just like the wide-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing.